everyone, welcome to our Crazy Crafts Scotland. It's Fiona here, and today I'm going to show you the adult colouring supplies that I bought in August, as well as the pages that I coloured in August. So let's start with the purchases, because there wasn't very many this time. I had a bit of a budget because I'd started doing paper craft, so I was buying things for that as well. So I tried to keep my colouring spending quite low, and I did quite well actually. I was very impressed. So I got these Crayola Super Tips, and it was a pack of 12 washable markers, and I had heard people talking about them and thought I would give them a go, and I actually quite like them. It was only £1.75 from Asda for the pack of 12, and yeah, I've been getting on really well with them. I really quite enjoyed using them. Also in Asda, I saw these, the Bic Kids, and again it's washable markers, and how many is in this one? 12 in this one again. It was £1.50 for this pack, and I hadn't heard of them, but I thought I'll give them a go, and they're not bad. They're not my favourite pens ever, but for £1.50 for 12, they're actually not too bad at all. And the last pens that I got were these glitter gel pens, Shine and Sparkle, out of Poundland, would you believe? So it's 10 glitter gel pens for £1, and I love these. I've used them loads already, and there's actually still a fair bit of ink in them. I really, really do like these. So next time I'm in Poundland, I'm going to try and pick some more up. They're actually very glittery as well. And on to the books. I only got 2 colouring books in August. I got this one also from Poundland. It's Colour Beauty, and there's no publisher or illustrator or anything like that in it. But it's basically, it's this kind of picture. I did speak about it in a review video. I did a quick review of it, and yeah, I really quite like it. It's different. And for £1 for all these pictures, it is double-sided, and it is really cheap, thin paper. However, for £1, it's really, really good. And I have coloured a page out of this, so I'll show you that when I come to do my completed pages. And my final purchase for August was this. I could not resist. 50 Halloween Mandalas by Camelia Angelkova, I think that's how you pronounce it, and I really like this book. I've not done a flip through because there's loads of flip throughs of it on other people's channels, but it's really, really good. I have coloured a couple of pages, but not in August, so you'll see these next month, and look at them. They're just fantastic pictures, really fun. I've enjoyed colouring in the couple that I have coloured already. So yeah, really enjoyed that. That was from Amazon, and it was £4.05 on Prime. It did take about a week or so to get here, but well worth the wait. Really, really like this book. So that was all the purchases. Let's move on to what I coloured this month. Sorry if you can hear noise in the background. I've got Brooke here, and the dogs are playing as well. Right, so what did I colour this month? Let's have a look at the Poundland book first of all. I only coloured one out of that, and I will show you. And again, I showed this on the review because I wanted to colour this. I basically used all of my different pens, markers, fine liners, glitter gels, permanent markers, Sharpies. I used a pencil, a mixture of everything. I even used acrylic paint here. Sorry if you can hear that. That's the dogs playing. So I basically used all of the different pens that I had just to see what the paper was like, and I was actually quite impressed with it. But I do quite like this picture. Let me take it back a bit. And it's quite abstract. Yeah, it's meant to be mountains and trees and things, but I thought, oh, why stick to boring colours? Let's just have a play with different colours. And you can see the sparkle. That was those Poundland glitter gel pens that you can see there. Really nice. Really like them. So yeah, that was that. I have been getting adventurous this month with trying to colour books that aren't colour by number, because I've really been sticking to that because I'm never really sure what to do colour-wise and things. However, talking about that, I have gone on to a Mystery Mosaics book here. So this is Wow Animals, and I did do about 4 out of this, I think. The first one that I did was this fish. and I used the X method here, or the cross stitch method, and this one was using just budget pens, and it was a wee bit thicker than normal fine liners, but I think it worked out quite well. I quite like it. You can see that it's a fish. The X's aren't overly neat because they were thicker pens, but yeah, I like that. The next one I coloured out of here, I tried using my Ohuhus, and rather than the cross stitch method, I decided to colour the boxes in properly, and it's this lovely koala, and I really quite like that. I do like it. It is a bit streaky. You can see the koala streaky there. I was still trying to get used to going between the fine and the broader ends of the pen, depending on the area that I was colouring. So yeah, it is a bit streaky there, but we live and learn, don't we? I mean, that's how we learn. And I think that's turned out really cute. Very cute koala. The next one that I did from here was this gorgeous raccoon. And for him, I used the Ohuhus again, but did the cross method. And I'm not overly happy using the Ohuhus for the cross method. As you can see, they are a bit thick, and I don't think it's that neat. However, it is a very cute picture. I do like the way the picture turned out. And I did still have fun doing it, but I think I prefer using gels or fine liners for the cross stitch method. And the last one that I did out of this book was this gorgeous birdie. Is it a stork? Or is it a... No, it's not a stork, is it? Is it a crane? Oh, I don't know what it is. It's a bird. Just realised it wasn't all in show. It's a bird. And it is lovely. I used the Ohuhus again for this, and I coloured the squares in fully rather than doing the cross, and I really like that. I think that's turned out really, really nicely. Yay! I like the mosaic books and colour by numbers because you always get a good result at the end of it. So that was everything that I covered out of the Belba Family Wow Animals Mystery Mosaics in August. Now, this colouring book was actually my daughter's. She got it during lockdown. She was actually gifted it, and she had done a couple of pictures out of it, but decided she didn't want it anymore and asked if I wanted it. And there's actually some quite nice pictures in it, so I did have a go at one of them. And it was that, breathe deeply. I think I was a bit stressed that day, and I thought, I'm going to colour this in and see if it helps me to breathe deeply. And I think it's worked out not too bad. This was using the Crayola and Bic markers that I just showed you that I had bought. And the background in here was in pencil. And yeah, I think it's worked out not too bad at all. Quite like that. I quite like doing patterns. I find it very relaxing. So that was this book, Colouring Books for Children, Calming Mindfulness Patterns. And I'll probably do some more out of that as well. Then, sticking with trying to colour myself rather than colour by numbers, I did manage to do a few out of this book. Now, I got this when I went on holiday in July, Relax with Art, and I did a flip through on my channel, which I will link for you in case you want to see it. And I was intending to colour some of it while I was on holiday. However, I didn't get round to it. I was too scared. I was a bit of a coward. But when I came home and I had more time, I decided to give it a go. So these are the pictures that I coloured in it, and I actually found that I enjoyed it. I started with this dream catcher, and I think that's worked out quite well. Let me zoom in a wee bit on it. So with this, it was basically all gel pens. It was the Hobbycraft gel pens that I used for this, all of it. Some were glitter, some were normal. You can see the glitter and the silver there and the green. And I wasn't sure how to do the feathers, so I just went over them, over the outline in gel pen. And I think it's worked out not too bad. Yeah, I quite like that. You can tell it's one of my first sort of learning to colour books, pictures, but I do quite like it. And also from here, I coloured this pattern. Again, I thought I'm going to stick with patterns for a wee while just to get the hang of it and have fun playing with colours and patterns and things like that. And I quite like how this has turned out as well. That's quite nice. This was Ohuhus. I was playing with my Ohuhus. You can see a bit of bleeding because it's not the best paper, so you can definitely see a bit of bleeding sort of here. Oh, that area. And again, still getting used to the pens and the different paper, but I quite like the way that that's turned out. It's quite nice. And it was nice to get to know the pens a bit and the different colours and things. And finally, out of this book, I like this. I think this has turned out really well. And it's just these flowers. Now, I'm not a flower person, but I thought this would be quite an easy one to do. Now, I don't know anything about flowers. I don't know what flowers these are meant to be, what colour they're meant to be. So I just used my artistic imagination, which I have none of, but I just looked at my pens and thought, what colours do I fancy doing? And went with it. So this was the Poundland gel pens again. And look how sparkly they are. I'm just so impressed with these pens. So yeah, I really like them. And I was playing about with doing a black outline on some of it and not on the others. And I did try sort of blending them a little bit on the grass at the bottom, which hasn't worked out great. But again, I'm learning and I just quite like that. I think I'm actually going to tear this out and put it in one of my junk journals because I do really like that and I would quite like to keep it. I love how sparkly those pens are. Look at that. Amazing. So that was everything out of that book. Then I got the Disney Babies book, which I'm loving, and I did a few from that. So the first one that I did was Eeyore. Isn't he gorgeous? He's one of my favourites. I do love Eeyore. And this was Eeyore. This was using fine liners, just budget fine liners that I got out of a normal shop. I think it was B&M's or something that I got them from. And yeah, I think that's worked out quite nice. We Eeyore and Piglet. I also did wee baby Mickey Mouse with the rainbow there. I like that. That was the Hobbycraft gel pens that I used for that. And I think it's worked out really nice. Probably not the best colour for his face. It's a bit bright for his face, but it was what I had at the time and you can tell that it's Mickey Mouse, so I'm happy with that. And the third one that I coloured out of this Disney Babies book was this bad boy. So this is, I can't remember who he is. I did look it up. Jack or something from The Incredibles, I think. I don't know. I've not watched the film. However, I really like this. And rather than doing the cross method that I did for those two, I decided to colour the box in fully. And this was gel pens again, I think. Let me have a wee look. Yeah, this was the Hobbycraft gel pens again. And I did that by colouring in all the squares, and again some of them are quite glittery and I think it's worked out not too bad. The black's a bit streaky because the black gel pen wasn't as juicy as the other ones, but I think that's worked out not bad. What do you think? So that was everything, and that was the Disney Babies Carré Mysterie or whatever it's called, the Hatchet Heroes book, and I really like that book. And moving on to The Amazing Dogs by Colour Questopia. This was one of the first books that I got and I do like it. So I did two out of this book in August. The first one that I did was this and I think is very cute. The colours are probably not quite right. They're very bright for a dog, but I still think it's worked out lovely. And I used the metallic silver gel pen for the in-betweeny bits, and then I used the Ohuhus for the actual main colour, and I do think that's worked out quite nice. Now I used the silver gel pen all the way for all of the outlines in this picture, but then for my next picture I decided to try something a little bit different, and I still used I didn't use the Ohuhus. I used the Crayola and Bic pens that I showed you earlier for this one, and what I decided to do was I coloured the outline of the main picture in the glitter silver gel pen, but the outlines for the rest of it I used a gel pen, but I used a pen according to the colour, so I used the green on the grass and blue in the sky, and I like it. I was hoping that it would make the main picture pop more. I think I might try the same again, but with the Ohuhus, because I don't think they the Bic and Crayola pens were really the best for this paper. You can see the sky is looking quite streaky there. But I just like experimenting with different ways of doing books like this, and I think it's worked out not too bad. Obviously the skin colour on the, I don't know if it's meant to be a boy or a girl. I thought it was a boy, but they're wearing a pink tracksuit. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I think it looks like jammies and slippers personally. I don't think the actual colour is the best. However, it's a nice picture and I enjoyed doing it. So that was the Amazing Dogs by Colour Questopia. Then Dots, Lines and Spirals. I did a video on these and I will link it. I'll just show you the pictures that I coloured for doing that video. So in the Stranger Things Dots, Lines and Spirals I got from Amazon, I coloured this one. And again, I'm not sure who he is, what character it is. I do like Stranger Things, but I'm not sure who that's meant to be. But I think the picture worked out really well. And this was using gel pen, which I really like using for these pictures. However, it does use a lot of ink. So that was the only one out of Stranger Things. And then out of the Frozen 2, this is my last book, so I just realised this is my last book. The Frozen 2 Dots, Lines and Spirals, I did 2. So I did this one, which was the lined one, and I did look up his name for my other video and I can't remember it again. Sorry. But if you've watched Frozen 2, you might know. I've only seen it once, so I wasn't sure who he was. And I used, which pens did I use for this again? It was just budget pens that I used, and as you can see, they were running out. I did have problems with it. Sorry about the dogs. That growling noise is coming from a tiny little dog, would you believe? It's Molly. She's the smallest of the 4 dogs and she makes the biggest noises. And I did this spiral, which was Elsa. And again, it's worked out quite well. It's not my favourite Dots, Lines and Spirals book. I do prefer the Stranger Things one, but it has worked out not too bad. And again, that was just budget pens that I used, just normal shop bought pens. So that was everything that I bought and coloured in August. I hope you've enjoyed watching this. I am enjoying watching other people's ones and I find them very inspiring. So if you have enjoyed it, I'm sorry about the baby wipe sitting here, I've just noticed it. I was doing other crafts earlier on. So if you have enjoyed this, please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already, as well as adult colouring and do other things on this channel, such as diamond painting, latch hooking, and I'm just getting into paper crafts as well. I'm gonna have to go before these dogs drive me nuts. So thank you. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below. I love talking to you and I'll see you in our next video. Thanks everyone. Bye.